All right, what is up? Welcome back on today's episode, on this video, whatever. We're going to be talking about the difference between commitment and interest and why some people, most people, have a really difficult time reaching and sustaining their weight loss goals.
So one of the things that we always say is, I just got done chewing my food, by the way. Okay.
Check your teeth.
We're good. One of the things that we always say is that everybody says that they want to lose weight, but only a few people are actually willing to do whatever it takes. And
okay, hold on. Slow down with the everybody. Everybody who wants to lose weight.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to lose weight.
Everybody who claims that they want to lose weight,
yes,
say that they want to lose weight, but only a few of those people are actually willing to do whatever it takes. And I think that is the true difference between interest and commitment.
Okay, to successfully lose weight, there has to be a reason why you want to lose weight. Nobody wants to lose weight just simply because they're like, oh yeah, I'll feel better if there's literally a different number on the scale. No, it's what does that number on the scale signify? What does that number on the scale give you in addition to the life that you are currently living? And so people call that your why. Okay, a purpose, a reason that you are wanting to lose the weight. It's not because just simply the weight, because that's why do you get butt ass naked before you weigh yourself? You're like, I want to weigh the lightest possible. But the clothes don't change your body. Whether you have clothes on or off, whether you have shoes on or off, doesn't change your body. If I drink, there's 16 ounces in a pound. If I drink 16 ounces of fluid, guess what? I literally now weigh 1 more pound. It's not body fat. So it's not the number on the scale. It's what does the number on the scale give you in your life, your why. Now, when people do not have a deep enough why, then they live in what we call it would be nice land. It would be nice to lose weight. It would be nice to feel more energized. It would be nice to, and we lie to ourselves thinking that we're like, I gotta lose weight. I'm gonna lose weight. But you're lying to yourself if there's simply an interest versus there being a full and total commitment to. So I want to read the definitions,
okay,
and then you can tell me your thoughts. Okay,
yeah.
The definition of commit. Okay. The definition of commit is to carry out or perpetrate. Hold on, that's not like the best. To carry out a pledge or a bind to a certain course or policy. Okay, a pledge or a bind to a certain course or policy. Okay, when you are bound to something, it's there. There's no it's black and white. It's there or it's not there. Okay. I want to read the definition of interest. The state of wanting to know or learn about something or someone. Excite the curiosity or attention of. To excite curiosity. It would be nice if. What if I lost weight? To excite the curiosity. Okay. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, my thoughts are that most people in society who say they want to lose weight are on the interested side, and you can tell that simply by, what you see when you go to the grocery store. For example, like cauliflower pizza. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be committed but have cauliflower pizza. However, think about it from a habitual standpoint. If you're like, oh, I love pizza and I want to lose weight, and every single night you're eating cauliflower pizza, so like you said, commitment means going on a course of action all the way through to completion.
You're bound to it.
Yeah, and really the way that it works is the further that you want to go ahead in the journey, the more you're going to have to be willing to make more sacrifices, and the more pain there's going to be involved. Now, when I'm saying the more pain is going to be involved, I'm not saying that you have to go and fast for 72 hours out of every single week. I'm just saying that there's going to be new challenges that are going to come your way that you have to be willing to persevere and overcome in order to get to the other side. And, you know, like, yes, at first, when you make the sacrifice of, okay, I'm going to have like, you know, cauliflower pizza instead of regular pizza, okay, like a better than choice, fine. However, like you're gonna reach a point where things are going to stall and you're gonna need to like shake things up and take them to the next level a little bit more. So like, are you willing to do that? And by the way, this is not like something that you do for 2 weeks. Oh, like, okay, if for the next 2 weeks, like I will, you know, like give up cauliflower pizza. Okay, but like this is not a course that, you know, you're like, hey, I arrived and I'm gonna go back into everything that I did before, because this is a course of becoming, right? So it's not a path that you know, ever go out of. And that's why you have to treat this as a lifestyle and not this like, oh, I'm doing this diet. That's why when somebody asks us, oh, what is your opinion on this and that diet? The first thing that we will do is we will ask the person, well, do you see yourself being able to do this for the next 5 years? And if the answer is no, then why bother starting? Because if you know that you're going to get off course, then you're going to find yourself in the same spot. So we might as well, you know, take the long road, whatever that may look like, rather than you trying to have a shortcut and then, you know, like reverse yourself. And we see this happen all like over and over and over again. And we used to live in that cycle too when we didn't know any better. And that's why when we knew better, we're like, okay, it is our duty and obligation to share with everybody the truth, because otherwise you're going to be like how we used to be. And you're just going to spin your way in circles trying to find the next great thing, because all of these trends, all of these diets, they're all created for people, for the most part, who are interested. Okay, very few people in society, and this is not just about weight loss, it's in general, think about it. Very few people in society are actually committed human beings. You can tell just by looking at their lives.
Yeah, so when I think about this, I think about like, interested is loose and undefined. Committed is clear, certain, and bound. And a synonym for bound is obligated. You've made it an obligation. What does it mean to be obligated? Obligation. Definition. The definition of obligation is an act or a course of action which a person is morally or legally bound. A duty or commitment. Okay? So where you are morally bound, meaning like if you don't, listen to this, is going to be really powerful and it might hurt a little bit. If you are not taking care of yourself, if you are unhealthy, if you are overweight, you are, it's, I don't want to say you're immoral, because your soul might be like very well intended, right? But by putting yourself in this position, it is a form of disrespect to self.
Yep.
Okay. When you are like, people say like self-love, true self-love is not taking a day off because you deserve it. True self-love is not, oh, I'm going to treat myself to some ice cream because I worked really hard this week. Self-love and self-care is not like, oh, I'm going to go buy myself a mani-pedi when like I can barely pay my rent because I worked really hard and I deserve it. That is not self-care and self-love. True self-love is self-respect in action. Eating well, eating healthy, moving your body, feeding your mind, positivity. Like those things, those self-respect acts are true self-love. Because how can you say I love myself if I'm putting a Big Mac in it? How can I say I love myself if I'm getting 3 hours of sleep every night? How can I say I love myself if I'm sacrificing every piece of me so that everybody else can have it and I don't get any? How is that logically, how is that loving yourself? Now, I think about like a braid, okay? Imagine I put my hair in a braid. Someday I'm going to have like some wicked braids. It's going to be amazing. But let's say I made one braid like on the top of my head and I'm going to spin around like a helicopter, okay? And it's like super loosey-goosey because I didn't really care. I was just trying to do it as fast as possible. And it's like, oh, it'd be cool to have a braid, like, and I just make it, right? It's like Rapunzel. Is Rapunzel her name? The one with the really long...
I think so. I'm not
Anyways,
sure.
And she's just like lazy that day, right? So like, if I'm wrong, hit me in the comments who the right princess star is with the really long braid. I don't know. Anyways, and let's say like I whip it around.
Back and forth?
Yeah, like I whip my hair back and forth. And how likely is it for that bad boy to come loose? Like, and just like look like a freaking bird's nest or a hot mess. I was like carelessly interested in making a braid, okay? Now, what if I put some cornrows, like you went all in and it's like there. It's like there. Somebody's gonna get mad I did that. You know what? It's real, okay? So, and then I whip it back and forth. Twist it around your head, spin it like a helicopter, says my friend Flo Rida. Is that Flo Rida?
I don't know.
Take your shirt, stick it on. Twist it around your head, spin it like a helicopter. I don't know who this sings that song. Yeah, I'm all off on all sorts today. Here's the point I'm making, is that when you go all in and you're committed, like you are bound.
Yeah.
You make an obligation for yourself. Sarit and I are on a mission to transform the lives of millions through the same movement, nutrition, and lifestyle habits that have transformed ours. And if you've been watching us for even a little bit of time, you've probably heard that 10 times. If you haven't, that's our fault. We're on a mission to transform the lives of millions through the same movement, nutrition, and lifestyle habits that have transformed ours. Okay, I want to see it in the comments. Now, we have morally obligated ourselves because for the betterment of society, that is our duty. Mm-hmm. We know that we have the skills. We know that we have built the character. We know that we have the right people around us. We know that we've done the right mental and emotional training to be able to deliver better quality of life to other people. That is our obligation. If we do not do that, to myself, I'm being immoral. If I'm not taking care of my vessel, I'm being immoral.
Amen.
Like it is a duty. So that is the difference. We're talking about the difference between interest and commitment. Now, don't hear me wrong here. If you're simply interested in something, does that make you a bad person? No, not at all. I was interested in surfing when we lived in California, but I was not committed to being a great surfer. I got tossed like a salad. Mm-hmm. Seaweed. Somehow I still had fun and I still went out there, but I was not committed to being a great surfer. I was interested. It was like a fun pastime. That doesn't make me a bad person. But what I want to encourage you is do not lie to yourself. Do not say I want to lose weight and I'm committed to losing weight if you're simply interested. It's okay to be interested. That means you have an interest in learning more and knowing more. Cool. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're serious, there's one side. It's black and white. You're committed or you're not. Now, let me say one more thing. Being committed to something doesn't mean you won't make mistakes. Being committed to something doesn't mean you're now not human and you're going to be perfect. Something else we say, progress?
Not perfection. I want to touch on that a little bit. You know, a sign of commitment is having the willingness to be messy. You know, the lack of willingness to be messy, like, oh, I want to be perfect. Like in the sense that if I have a bad day and let's say I'm not able to follow this thing perfectly off the meal plan, I'm going to go like off the rails because I already like messed it up. Like, no, it's about doing the best that you can, even if it means that it's messy. But like what you said, it takes extreme ownership and you being really real with yourself about it, so that, because there comes a point where it's a fine line of, oh, did you really do your best, or are you just saying that you did your best so that you can get away with it?
And you know, in here, you know when you're just like making justifications or being a little softy BBB, you know what I mean? I don't know if you know what I mean.
And normally you would know when somebody is committed based on the words that they use. Like if I hear things like,
I'm going to try to get to the gym. I'm going to try to get to the gym.
Try, but.
I think I can.
What if?
I might.
Yeah.
I might.
Uh-huh.
It's uncertain.
Right.
It's
Lack of definitive statements.
Yeah, it's loose.
You know, like, oh, I worked really hard this week, but today's Sunday, so I'm gonna like start the day by having donuts. Or, you know, when I travel, I'm gonna try to get in, you know, like a 30-minute workout every day. Or,
you know how you know? Here's how you know. Because when you're really wanting to be committed, because I think that some people are really wanting to be committed, but you haven't found a deep enough why for it to like hurt when you don't follow through. I mean, it hurts, but it doesn't pain you deep, right? If you're like, oh my God, I'm afraid my husband's going to leave me because I've gotten fat and out of shape and he's going to find somebody prettier and younger and fitter, and that like gives you like fear, that is a deeper rooted why than like, oh, I want to look good on the beach.
yeah.
You know? So here's how you know. It's like, because when you want to be committed, you make promises to yourself.
Yeah.
Verbal or nonverbal, written or not written, in your mind or out there in the world. But usually when you're not fully committed, you keep it in here. Because why? You're the only one that knows about it. And you can give up on it and nobody else will know but you.
Yeah.
So if you are truly committed, here's something that you can do. Write it down, make a post about it on social media, tell a friend, tell a group. If you're in the ES Army, put a post on the Facebook page. I am doing this, watch me. Because now you have accountability.
Yeah.
And people fear accountability because they think they won't follow through. But it's funny because when you don't have accountability, you're much more likely to not follow through. And so how you know you're making a justification is when you make a promise to yourself and you don't follow through, you know you're not following through. Now, it might have been a light promise, a loose promise, but again, loose is interest, not commitment. So don't make loose promises to yourself. Don't make loose promises that in your mind, you think when you wake up in the morning, I'm going to go to the gym today, but like it doesn't go any further than like a half a thought, and it's almost subconscious. I'm going to go to the gym today, because when you don't, you know, oh, I should have gone to the gym today. But if you put a post on a group that's like, hey, I'm going to the gym today at 12:15 p.m. and I'm going to send this tag people. I'm going to send an account. I'm going to send a photo of me after my workout in front of the gym.
You know what it is though?
Then you know, because now you have made a commitment. It is committed. You're committed.
Here's why weight loss is becoming harder and harder, because people are getting more confused with the increased saturation of information. However, that's not the biggest gap that we're facing. The biggest gap that we're facing is the fact that we're now being educated by society to avoid pressure. Like from a really young age, you know,
yeah, we make things more convenient.
One of the mentors that we listened to, right, he was talking the other day about how now there's participation trophies in schools.
Yeah.
You know, it makes you really soft from a very young age. Now, I understand.
Because you don't have to do anything to get an award.
And I think initially it started from a good cause, right? Like equality, right? Like women's rights,
not
and
wanting the
gay
people,
rights,
not wanting
and
people to feel bad about themselves is really where it came from.
But here's the deal: like, you cannot reward complacency.
It's enabling mediocrity.
It's enabling mediocrity, and it's making society soft. And the reason why people struggle with accountability is because when there's accountability, there's pressure.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Why are there grades in school? Performance. Now, I don't agree with why they give the grades that they give based on the things that they base them off of, but that doesn't matter. It's a scoring system. It's a scoring system, and if you get an F, you flunk and you have to do it again. You should not get an A just for showing up to class because you didn't do anything. You didn't perform. Now what we're saying is, oh, you just have to show up and you win. No. You have to do some shit.
Mm-hmm.
But the participation trophy, like everyone wins an award, just you're rewarding literally nothing.
Yeah.
I reward you for sitting on the couch and eating an entire bag of potato chips while watching the entire Game of Thrones marathon. I've never watched Game of Thrones, so I don't mean to offend anybody, but that is like the essence.
Yeah. So, when you go about your life now from a very young age, literally being rewarded for doing nothing, you train yourself to, I don't need to work hard. I can be entitled and I'll be okay. But here's the reality of it. Like, weight loss is just like any other principle of success. You have to work harder in order to reach further. And it is not about a number on the scale. It is about who you're becoming in the process and who are you willing to become. Okay? What most people don't realize, like, yeah, I want to shed the weight. Yeah, but are you also open-minded to becoming? Because who you are...
To changing.
Yeah, because in order to change your body, you have to change your ways. And how you operate through life. And, the reality is, like, are you open-minded to doing that? Because if not, yeah, sure, you can go on any cleanse that you want. However, you're going to find yourself in the same spot within, at the very most, a couple of weeks. But if you want a real, sustainable, long-term solution, right? Like, if you want to improve your body composition, look more toned, be more muscular, increase your metabolism, get rid of any medical conditions or implications or any underlying things or that sort of thing, you have to take really good care of yourself. And we don't just mean it by workouts. There's so much that goes into it, right? From a movement standpoint, nutrition standpoint, regeneration standpoint, thought habit standpoint, environment standpoint, there's so much that goes into it.
Just overall personal growth, period.
Yeah, you have to become a different person. And this is where people get stuck because they want the number on the scale to go down. They want to change their bodies, but they don't want to change themselves.
They just want to be told, eat this. So this video is actually, I think, going to be even more important for a younger generation. Like, I'm not old by any means, but I grew up when kids got spanked. I grew up when there were only trophies for first, second, and third place.
Walkman. Do you know what a Walkman is?
Yeah, that doesn't really, it's same era, but
right.
Like, I grew up where there was discipline and accountability. Where if you did something that was out of line, you were disciplined for it. And the problem now is there is no discipline. People are getting away with just a ridiculous thing. So, it doesn't teach us anything. It doesn't help you to get better. Discipline is not abuse. Discipline is when you need, like my dad would instill the fear of God in me for a productive intention that is positive. Right? So this is especially good for, people in their 20s, I would say, like 15 to 29, we're this is being made in 2022. So, you know, it's like our society now is teaching you, you can get a lot for not doing very much, which is not the truth. You're going to be handed things, which only lasts for so long. You don't have to work for the things that you want, which will lead you down a dead-end road. And so if you want to lose weight, if you want to get more money, if you want to have better relationships, expect and plan to work for it. And if you are committed to it, you will succeed. But remember that commitment means you are bound. That commitment means you have created a moral obligation to yourself to achieve that for some bigger purpose. Okay, so, you know, again, if you're just simply interested in something that doesn't make you a bad person, just know the difference between an interest and commitment. And when you're really truly committed to something, know that there are no excuses that live in commitment. So if this video was helpful for you, we would love to hear about it in the comments or see you hit that like button. If you know there is somebody in your life that you know or that you can watch this with or that would benefit them, please share it. We are here truly to help make this world a better place. There's tons of free things that we offer. Check the description below just to see if there's any links to any you know, free challenges or programs or anything like that we have coming up to if you have an interest in getting involved anymore. And, you know, we're just going to keep showing up to share what we have known through our own experience and through coaching thousands of women to be better, to live healthier, and to ultimately find their true authentic selves to be happier. And I think that's what everybody wants. So if you're on board for that, hit that subscribe button and we'll see you on the next video.
Take care.